What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Scene Decoded, where we break down the most epic anime and manhwa adaptations. Today I'm super excited because we're diving into the beginning after the end, and trust me, this first episode is absolutely mind-blowing. So the episode starts off by introducing us to this absolute beast of a warrior who just demolishes his opponent in the most brutal way possible. After finishing off his rival, he proudly declares himself the new king. But this guy isn't just content with winning, he goes on to easily defeat all his other opponents too. What's crazy is how merciless this king is. He doesn't just defeat his enemies, he brutally eliminates them without an ounce of mercy. And if that wasn't enough, he completely bombs and destroys the entire arena area, killing everyone present. The whole place is reduced to rubble as he declares himself the most dangerous king of all. We then see this king staring at his crown, seemingly at the height of his power. But suddenly, something strange happens. He feels some kind of disease or weird sensation taking over his body. It's like he's drowning, and then everything goes black as he closes his eyes. When he opens them again, he's shocked to find himself looking at a young, emotional couple who are absolutely ecstatic. The man says, welcome Arthur. I'm your dad, Reynolds, and this is your mom, Alice." And just like that, our protagonist realizes he's been reborn into a new life. He's now a baby, not a king. He's completely disoriented, thinking, I won all those battles just to be reborn as a baby? But his new parents, Reynolds and Alice, shower him with so much love and affection. Arthur thinks to himself, why are these people loving me so much? Whatever it is, I'm kind of enjoying it, but this body feels so uncomfortable. I need to get out of it. In a hilarious moment, he ends up soiling himself in bed, and his mom Alice takes care of him with such tenderness. All of this feels incredibly strange to Arthur. But then he witnesses something that completely blows his mind. Reynolds, his father, casts some kind of magical power from within his body that completely shatters a massive boulder into pieces. One of the fragments hits Reynolds on the head, but Alice immediately uses her healing magic to heal him. Arthur is absolutely fascinated by this new world. We then see Reynolds effortlessly defeating these huge beasts and monsters using his magical powers. All of this is completely new to Arthur, so he's absorbing knowledge about everything happening around him. Alice tells him, Arthur, it's time for your nap now, and puts him to bed. As he drifts off to sleep, Arthur reflects on his past life where he never had the freedom to sleep peacefully because there was always someone trying to assassinate him. But now, as days pass, he grows a little and starts crawling around. One day he crawls to a mirror and sees his face for the first time, thinking, so this is baby Arthur. Honestly, I'm still not comfortable with this body or this name. Soon after, it's nap time again and Alice lovingly puts him to bed before going off to do her work. But our clever little Arthur climbs down and toddles over to the family library. He pulls out a book, thinking, knowledge is power. Somehow I need to gather more information about this world. He learns that the world's geography consists of a continent with 3 kingdoms. The Dwarfs' Kingdom, the Elves' Kingdom, and the Human Kingdom, where his family lives, the Sappan Kingdom. After spending time reading, Arthur figures out that this world is far less developed than his previous one. But there's something fascinating about this world. Mana power. Mana exists in this world as a power residing within people that allows them to cast magical spells. The ability to control mana is largely hereditary and normally only appears in about 1 in 100 people. The utilization of mana can be broadly categorized into 2 types, augmentation and conjuring. In augmentation, mana enhances bodily power, making the body itself act as a weapon. On the other hand, conjurers can project their mana to control other things. Arthur gradually understands everything. The most important area for controlling mana is the mana core. The mana core is basically a single point in the body where all the body's mana is channeled. Anyone who can control this core becomes a powerful magician. This concept isn't new to Arthur because his previous world had a similar concept that he had mastered called ki. He wonders if he can use his knowledge from his past life as a weapon in this one. He starts focusing all his body's mana into a single area, channelizing it to one point. Just as he's doing this, Alice walks in and says, Arthur, what are you doing sitting here alone? Looks like you've soiled yourself again. Let me get you a new diaper. Arthur absolutely hates this, but days pass and we fast forward 2 years. Arthur has grown quite a bit, but Alice is sad because he hasn't smiled yet. We see Reynolds busy teaching his child swordsmanship. Arthur was still struggling to even hold the sword properly, but Reynolds keeps training him, which makes Alice very angry at Reynolds. Poor Reynolds can only apologize to his wife. Anyway, Alice then takes Arthur to the market area. Arthur loves visiting the market because he gets to observe different things like weapons, which tells him how technologically advanced this world is. He also sees various kinds of crystals and different magic shows, which Arthur finds super entertaining. He loves all of these things. But on the way back, Arthur gets very tired, and his mom tells him it's nap time again. He's being raised with so much love and care. All of this feels new to Arthur because in his past life, he never received such care. Arthur was an orphan in his past life, so all the love he's receiving in this life is very new to him. He feels like he needed this love all along. Later, we see Arthur watching his father train. Reynolds shakes the entire area with his mana power. Arthur watches his father train and feels incredibly grateful. He's fascinated by his father's power. But then Alice comes and says, "Arthur, it's nap time again," which Arthur absolutely hates. He was enjoying watching his father, but it was time for him to sleep again. However, as soon as Alice tries to take him away from the bookshelf, Arthur starts throwing a tantrum. He wants to read that book again. Alice says, No, you need to sleep now." But Arthur's cute little face melts his mother's heart, and finally Alice says, "Okay, Arthur, you can read for a little while, but then you have to sleep." Arthur goes and starts reading all the books. This time, Arthur focuses his entire concentration on a single point. All the mana points from every fragment of his body were focusing on a single point. Arthur realized he was very close to controlling his mana point. He focuses even more, with his entire focus on the center of his body. Suddenly there's a massive explosion. Reynolds jumps to save Alice, and the explosion is so powerful that it tears up Reynolds' back. Alice starts crying because part of the house has been blown away, and Arthur was inside. Both of them rush inside, and as soon as Reynolds enters the room, he's shocked because he sees his son Arthur levitating in the air. There's a bright light glowing at the center of Arthur's body, and Reynolds realizes that Arthur has controlled his mana core at such a young age. He tells Alice, "Alice, our son is not a normal child." Just as Arthur moves towards his parents, the wooden ceiling above starts to collapse. Arthur knows this is the end. Everything is about to be over. But Reynolds rushes in and uses his power to blow away the wooden ceiling. After that, Alice grabs Arthur and starts sobbing uncontrollably. Reynolds also gets very emotional, but all this feels very strange to Arthur. He never felt this emotion in his past life, the feeling that someone cares so deeply for him, that someone is so emotional about him. He's seen many new things in this world, and this emotion is one of them. And then Arthur also breaks down crying, and with this, our first episode ends. Guys, if you've read the manhwa, you know how insane this story gets going forward. We even get a hint in the post-credit scene where we're shown a beast, a monster inside a dungeon. So many scenes, so many stories are still left to unfold. Let's meet in the next episode. Until then, bye-bye, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can be the first to watch the next episode.